Hi guys, so before we get into this video, I just wanted to let you know that I will be continuing my Rust series as soon as possible. I have been a little bit busy recently. I had my birthday yesterday, so I do apologize for that. But what I wanted to do today is just announce, a lot of you already know that I'm actually opening a solo-only Rust server tomorrow. It will be open to the public then. To connect to this server, which you won't be able to do yet, but you just want to search Wilsonator in the server browser and you'll see Wilsonator solo only server 2 times. It will be open later, or you can also connect using the IP, which is just this client.connect 164.132.207.174 with the port 28035, and then you can connect to the server. Okay, so when you join, you will be greeted with the rules. These are kind of clear. It's quite obvious what these mean, but, you know, usually on the solo duo server, quite a lot of the time we have people who don't quite read these. So I would recommend reading them before you press the I agree. But once you're ready, you can just press I agree. And, you know, you're in the server. So the first thing you will notice is the server is 2 times. If I hit this tree, I'm getting 10 wood per hit as opposed to 5. So when you pick up some hemp, you get 20 cloth instead. The only thing this doesn't apply to is sulfur ore that you pick up off the ground, because I think getting 100 sulfur ore per pickup is a bit too much. So this is still the vanilla rates. You get 50 as opposed to 100. So another thing that you will notice is that scrap is actually not quite 2 times. It's actually, we've got a special system for scrap, which you may know if you've played on my solo duo server, but if you haven't, I'll just quickly explain what this system is. So the default amount of scrap you get in a box like this is 5. So what we actually do is the minimum you can get is double the vanilla amount of scrap, but then there's also a chance of randomly getting a little bit more scrap from each box or barrel. So you always get at least 2 times, but you will actually get a little bit more scrap on top of that sometimes, which is quite nice, because I think a lot of people agree that the scrap grind in Rust is a bit too much. Components on this server are not 2 times gather. This was intentional because I think components are fine the way they are. The 2 times gather just applies to resources. Okay, so one thing that is quite important to mention is that we actually do have some custom-made plugins for this server that should actually help to keep the solo-only aspect of the server going. We're making it intentionally quite difficult for people to team and to still comfortably play the game. So the first thing you will notice is you cannot bag another player. You cannot assign sleeping bags to other players, as you can see. So this is one thing, you just can't do it. There's no way of bagging other people. Another thing you will also notice is if you try to craft a code lock, you can't, right? It says code locks are not required on a solo server. Please use key locks instead. So you literally cannot get your hands on a code lock at all, which is fine, because as a solo player, you don't need a code lock, right? Okay, so something else that's also important to mention is that tool cupboards can only ever have 1 person authorized on them at a time. So I can't really demonstrate this here, but say this is someone's tool cupboard, right? You go into someone's base, you find their tool cupboard. If you now authorize on this, you can do that, but what it will also do is deauthorize the person who is already authorized on it beforehand. So it's just the same as clearing the authorization before you authorize. It does the same thing. So you don't even have to worry about that. But it just means that if there are people trying to live in the same base, they're going to have a lot of problems because only one of them can be authorized at once on the tool cupboard. So if they've got shotgun traps or flame traps or anything like that, they're going to get shot by them unless they're the only person authorized on the tool cupboard. For those of you who may not know about the key lock thing, because I still see people in my videos asking how I can use key locks without making keys, this is a vanilla change that they actually made quite a while ago now. But if you throw a key lock on your door, you just want to go ahead and lock it. And now you can open and close the door, and I have no key on me, right? And this is important because on this server, you actually cannot craft keys. You just can't do it. So if you are trying to live in the same base as someone else, you're not going to be able to make keys for each other. Only one person will be able to open the doors. And there are a few other changes here and there that I don't want to go into because they're more secretive. And they will be helping the admins to catch anyone who is trying to team on the server. We can't completely stop people from trying to team because it will happen no matter what we do. but we're trying to make it as hard for people as possible. So to comfortably play the game, and it'll make it a lot more obvious that people are teaming. But if you do have any reports to make, please go onto the Discord. This is the link for the Discord. This is my official Discord, by the way, for my YouTube channel and for my server. And what you just want to do once you're in there is you want to PM an admin. Don't try and report people in game chat, because then they'll see it and they'll disband. So if you do suspect someone of teaming, contact an admin on the Discord and tell them, and we will look into it, and you know, we'll try and ban the person if they are actually teaming. So that is the server basically. It is 100 pop. Maybe at some point in the future, if there's enough demand for it, we might increase that, but for the time being, it's just going to be 100 pop. And you can purchase VIP for this server as well on my website, which is sdonate.com/stores/wilsonator-rust. So you can actually purchase VIP for my solo duo server and also for the solo only server on there, and that will give you access to various things. For one thing, if there's a queue, you'll instantly skip the queue and you'll be in the server. Another thing is if you type /skinbox, you come up with this, right? And what you can do is you can put an item in here. So what it will do is it will actually load all the different skins for that item, and then you can just grab which one you like. And if you click on them, it will actually tell you the name of the skin. And then once you find one you like, you can just grab it, pull it out, and then you've got the newly skinned item, which is a really nice plugin. Another plugin that you also have access to if you're VIP on the server is the Furnace Splitter, which is a really, really useful plugin. And all you want to do is you just drag the amount of ore you want, you drag it into the furnace. It will automatically split it into 3 stacks, and it will also put the exact amount of wood you're going to need into the furnace, and then you can just start cooking it. It also tells you how long it will take to cook it all, which is really nice. So one other plugin that we also have on this server and the solo duo server, which is a VIP only thing, is the box sorter plugin, which I actually coded myself. So if you just dump loads of stuff randomly into a box like this, you know, and your box is really unorganized, you know, you can mess it up as much as you like here, and then you just press the sort button like that, and it will actually sort it by type. So you got all your weapons together, all your resources are together, and then you got your components all together. So it's fairly simple. There's not much to it other than that. There's no like auto looter or anything like that. I didn't want to make it too overpowered. All it does is sort what's already in your box. So you can't do it in your inventory either, so you can't really have it actually help you out when you're trying to loot bodies or anything. It only works in boxes and tool cupboards and stuff. Alright, so that's just about everything I wanted to show you. We've gone over pretty much all of the features of the server. And the server will be opening tomorrow on June the 11th at 6 PM British Summer Time. If you don't know what time that is, Google is there for a reason. You can just search BST time now and you'll be able to see the time. So the server will follow a similar wipe schedule to my solo duo server, except we'll be wiping on Mondays rather than Thursdays. So that means the map will be wiping once every week. It'll be wiping every Monday at 6 PM BST. And blueprints will be wiping every 2 weeks. So every 2 map wipes we'll be wiping blueprints. So that's the plan, and I hope to see many of you there. I'm going to be playing on here probably more than my solo duo server, because I suck at fighting duos, so I want to play on a solo server for a bit. But we'll still be playing on the solo duo server as well, so don't worry, I'm not going to be done with that server. I just want somewhere that I can play it and not have to run into groups, because it can be quite frustrating. I hope to see you all on this server, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.